right? If we don't have to have the body, if we're not in this physical, right, world, why did we come here, right, to experience this, right, instead of in a spiritual realm? Yeah. And do you know why?
Honestly, so when I started looking more into this journey to get more insight and to learn more about myself and my soul, I feel like we did choose this for ourselves.
You did what? We did.
I feel like our souls did choose to come here and experience this.
Correct. So very good, right? So is we need to experience this life, right, as a human. That the soul cannot really learn that much if we just understand everything as a concept. See, like a child, right? If the child was born and you put this child in a box, let's say, right? But you give food and water, right? Or, sleep, and the child can live very well. But if the child does not get out of this box, how much he can learn? Nothing.
You can't be able to test their capabilities, yes.
Right? And you can give the child a book, let's say, right? You can say, okay, I'm teaching you every day. But if this child never had actual experience, there's no way that he really understands, let's say, pain or joy. It's impossible, right? Everything you learn is a concept. You can imagine that, right?
Yes.
So if the child is never, right, can never get out of this safe zone, and he would never, if he never had experience dealing with anyone, right, then there's nothing that he can say, I understand joy or pain, right? So that's the reason we came here. We came here to have an actual human experience. But to do what, right? And people will say, oh, to experience this kind of thing, right? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm here not, right, feeling joy or peace, right? I'm feeling pain. Okay, so now, do you know why? If I ask you, why is it this way, right? So you say, okay, no pain, no gain, let's say, right? This is, a lot of people can interpret it probably this way, right? But no, it's not no pain, no gain. If I have to suffer so that I can, right, gain, or I earn it, I'm entitled, right, to feel some joy. No, unfortunately, that's not the case. I can tell people, because from all the sessions I did, that's not the case. So what happens is
I think it's,
yeah.
I feel like it's just to learn.
To learn, but do we really have to suffer first?
No.
So suffering is, I can say, is not necessary, but it can be part of the learning. Okay, if you chose to feel pain to learn, that is okay. But then you will say, okay, how can I not to feel the pain? Right? I'm learning, but if I choose not to be, right, make this experience painful, how can I do that? I don't know how to do that, right? So this is something that the healing basically is to change something, right? What is that? What are we changing?
Is it our patterns?
Very close. So, go ahead.
I was going to say something to, okay.
So it's hard because we never learned, right? We never learned, right? We never learned in school that, oh, if we have something that is not happening the way that we expected, or is something that, right, does not serve us, and we don't feel good, or let's say when someone passed away, and this is right, let's say someone you had a very close relationship, it can be anyone, right, from family, even a friend, right? So how we cannot, right, experience pain, we didn't
letting it go.
Right? We did not learn that, right? And, right? So people say, oh, you just move on. Yes, but move on, let's say, right? Sometimes we can, but sometimes it takes a long time, right? And so how we can do this better, what the healing is doing with this. So the healing, number one, right? Any healing is not someone is healing you. It's you are healing yourself. Yeah? Okay, but then and how does that work? Right? So basically you're healing yourself, but you're opening to something, to some new concept. That makes sense? Yeah?
Yes.
So you're opening to some new way of thinking or living or looking, right? Or looking at things. So it's changing your perspective. That makes sense? It's how you look at it, how you respond. The same thing can happen to two people, let's say A and B, right? If person A is one way and person B, let's say, is someone who has deep understanding of life, right? A lot of things. That the person B and A, the same thing happened to them, and they can, right, react very differently, right? Okay, so this is what basically healing is doing. It's for you to change the way you look at things. You respond to things, right? To something that you don't prefer. You don't, how to say, it's something that it does not serve you, but when you are getting out of it, you still can feel pain, right? So let's say if I ask you a logical question, if this does not serve you, right, getting out of this relationship, why not feeling joyful? Why?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Right? Why not feeling released? Right? So people will say, well, it's easy to say, but it's not easy to just say, oh, I'm out, I'm good now, I'm free, right? I'm liberated. It's not like that, right? So what is going on? There's a lot of things, right? So what healing can do, what hypnosis can do, okay? So now we'll talk about hypnosis. So hypnosis is a very interesting way for us to do one thing, actually more than one, but it's kind of one thing, is when you're conscious now, I can talk to you and you can understand the concept, but does not mean you can change anything because you are conscious. So your mind is there and it's very active, yeah? So what a hypnosis can do is to make you go to a deep relaxation state, and this state, right? What is the difference between the conscious state, which is beta, right? From beta and to the next state is when you meditate. Is you can get to a light trance state, which is alpha, but that is not a hypnotic state yet. So when you go even deeper, right, that becomes a hypnotic state, which is theta state, right? So this state, what is the main difference between that state and the state now, right? Is your mind almost cannot function or cannot be active. Yeah. So when the mind is not active, then what will be more active?
Your soul or your body.
Correct. Very good. Your body actually is, because it's relaxed. Your body is not doing much, right?
So this is when you're in the
theta state.
The theta state. Okay.
Right. So your soul or your true self, right? You can say true essence, or some people also talk about inner child. But let's make it simple, right? Your true self, your soul, will be much, not active, because the soul was suppressed in a way when the mind is that active, right? The soul couldn't do much, yeah. But the soul is still doing things that is you did not feel good. So who is not feeling well? Your body, you can say your body, but your soul. Your mind is okay. Your mind maybe is not okay, but it feels like...
You feel it in your soul.
Yes, because the heart, the pain is from deep inside. Okay, so now when the mind is no longer active, then the soul can do a lot of things, right? Because one is your subconscious. Subconscious, again, I'm not sure if I can explain in a perfect way, but subconscious is with the soul. Subconscious is like the mind is together with the brain, but the soul is with the subconscious. So the subconscious is almost like a storage for the soul, storage. And the brain is a storage for the mind, because the mind has thoughts, right? But the memory is from, right, what the brain remembers, right? So these two are like, right, they have to be together, yeah? So it's like the mind needs the brain to bring the memories. So the soul needs subconscious to have all the deep memories, right? This time is not the regular memory, is the memories about you, and how to say, not you just in this lifetime. That makes sense? So you in this lifetime, the memory, a lot of memory can be stored in the brain, right? But the past life, let's say, or other lives, you don't remember, right? But you have a soul. The soul does not change. So it's your energy, right? So when we die, we leave the body, we still have the soul, right? So what I want to say is the subconscious, which is the storage for the soul, the subconscious, right, is come to the surface. Come to the surface is when I have a conversation with you. I give command, right? Command. So I would say, okay, where are you? I don't say, oh, go to this life, that life. The higher power will guide you.
Okay.
Either your higher self or the collective. Yeah?
What does that mean? The
Collective consciousness. Or other, let's say, your spirit guides. Spirit guide maybe not, but you have other higher power that they are still guiding you. Because your higher self is not individual.
Wait, can you explain that?
So the higher self is not one being. Yes, it's one being, but we are all connected. You understand that? Or this is new to you? It's okay, it's new to you.
So the higher...
The higher mind, right? So it's the higher self. Higher self is not the soul. It's in a higher dimension, but that's really your true essence, right? That's really you in the highest version of you. But you in this body is the another version of you. That makes sense? I know this is a lot of, but I have to talk about this for us to be able to do something, right? Because if we don't understand, how can we change?
Yes, no, I understood it, but the only thing that I wanted to get a little clarity on is when you said the highest self is not one person. That's when I got a little bit confused.
Right. So it's because you are part of the universe. You are not separate. Let's say you are not separate even from me, from anyone. Because
which is energy, yes.
Yes, you can say that, right? But we're also part of, like each person can be a drop of the ocean. So are you separate? No, right? But you have an individual consciousness. You have your awareness, right? But right now we're in this body to separate from each other, kind of, right? Because we need to have this individual experience for us to learn, grow, and evolve. But when we leave the body, we go back home. But they say that's not even right, because I say this, go back home to the spirit world, right? But why that's not correct? Do you know why?
Don't tell me there's more.
Because we are connected anyway. Even right now, we're in this body, but you have other lives. They are not just past life. They are all happening. They're all happening because there's no time and no space.
So they're all happening at once.
Yes, right? We don't have to really understand, because in this physical body it's almost impossible to really comprehend, right? But we have to kind of understand there's no time, so everything is still happening. So everything is, in a way, you can say parallel life. Parallel. And so, okay, I get to the point. I don't want to make it too complicated. So we go back home. It's not right, because we're always connected with the other side. Just
the side.
The other side. So the other side is a spiritual wrong, right?
Also, that's not going back home.
So going back home is not a very right way to say it, but we can say it because as human, we feel like, oh, now I have a body, but when I die, I leave the body. Oh, I go back home to the spiritual realm, because that's our really normal state. To have a body is not normal state. You got it?
Yes.
Right? So it's like you say water. I say water is the normal state. Then to be steam or ice is not normal state for water, right? Yeah. But right now let's say we're ice, right? But we don't understand. We think this is normal, right? This is right. My body is real. I can touch it, right? But I can tell you from the bigger picture, this is not normal state, right? It's a temporary state. So most of the time we're not in this form. Okay, so why talk about this? So most of the time we don't feel pain, right? But here we are feeling pain, more or less. And right now this is your situation, but tomorrow can be mine, right? And next day can be another person, right? Because in this physical life, it seems like it's almost not avoidable. Yeah, are you with me? Yeah, because I want to make sure what I said makes sense, because I want to get to a point.
No, I'm with you.
So from the bigger picture, we understand this is very special state, right? It's something that we chose to have this experience, right? People say matrix. It's, how to say, I don't feel it's very accurate when you say that. If someone says life on Earth is more like a game.
A simulation.
It's a game.
It's simulation, yeah.
Simulation, you can, yeah, okay, good, right? Can say, so it's game, what does it mean?
You go through it knowing that there's that you have to complete to level up.
Okay, or, right, if I think about game, I would say, oh, that means it's not real. But okay, so not real, also irrelevant, right? But as long as it's a game, when you finish, it doesn't matter you became the winner or loser, right? Or you did not even finish. That is okay, right?
You played the game.
Say it again.
Oh no, I was just saying that it's okay because you experienced the game.
It's a game, right? Game means that. Right? Game is not like, oh, if you win, if you lose, then you die. Right? Yes, there are some games are like that, but we're talking about that general meaning of playing a game, right? So that means it's not something that we should take too seriously. Yeah. Okay. But that's not my point yet. But is one of the concepts. If we are really sad, if we're really angry, or really feel sorrow, feel right the sadness, then we are, in a way, we did right take this game a little bit too seriously. Okay, so that's one thing, because if you understand, let's say if you leave the body, let's say temporarily, right, you look at the whole picture of human life, right, the bigger picture from a higher perspective, right, and you say, oh, this is just game, and right, then okay, I'm not gonna, right, everything happened to me, oh, this is not good, oh, I don't like it, oh, this person said something hurt me, oh, I'm really hurt, right? So this is taking it too seriously. It's because we don't, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying, right, if we don't understand this, we will, right? But if we do understand this game, then we'll maybe really not take it seriously, because it's like, what's the point, right? So this is one thing, but then we are having this life, and let's say we have bills to pay, we have a mortgage to pay, right? So how can we not take it seriously? Then we're gonna be on the street, right? Okay, so now talking about, this is a lot of talk about, right? I want to get to the point about, right, when something happened the way that we did not expect, or for some reason we feel it's a drag, but we don't know how to get out clean, right? And it's just physically, mentally, and spiritually, it's kind of a draining, right? So what happened? What really happened? Why is this way, right? So this is, how to say, is everything, right? If everything is it's a game, so we leave, right? Eventually we leave this game, go back, right? And so what is here? So everything is made of, so everything is energy, right? So when this relationship is energy, right? It's just energy, it sounds like, oh, it's invisible, right? But actually this whole matter, or even this person, is made of energy. And so when this happened, this relationship happened, we are experiencing some energies, right? But this energy is a dynamic, right? It's not like something you can just manage or control, right? So this energy, when the how to say, this is okay. I have to talk about this. So before we came to Earth, we did not have a body, right? Or energy, right? So the soul, and the soul pick basically you to be you, right? Pick Anna and say, I want to be Anna. But this Anna is not like, oh, I can see a movie, right? What Anna will be doing, everything is happening, and I like it. I choose. You know what made you choose to be you? What made you look at this Anna's life and say, I want that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right? What can be?
I know that we do choose to come here.
Right. So it's not the look or, oh, I'm going to be rich or I'm going to be famous, right?
Is it what we have to offer to like our gifts?
What?
I'm just gonna say, is it what we have to offer, like our gifts, or what we?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good guess, right?
Okay.
The only thing the soul is up to is its evolution. So
It's evolution.
So the soul only cares about that. So whatever the reason is, this person is for the soul to learn the most.
Oh, so I chose to be here to go through this evolution.
Yes.
So I chose to put myself through this.
And it's not to learn the most. It's perfect for you at that moment. It's the best scenario, the best path. Yeah. Right, because it's like you go to different schools rather than college, right? You can choose Harvard or choose some other schools, right? Why? Because you believe, right, that is the best for your future, yeah? So it's the same thing. But this time, it's not like what a human believes, like, oh, I'm gonna, the best should be I can choose to be this person, to be rich, to be famous, right? Because we care about money and fame, right, or power. Yeah? But the soul has no interest. The soul is only interested in its evolution. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
So the soul chose to be you. And you also has the major events that the soul can see. At this time, at this moment, the age of 12, I'm going to meet with this person and I'm going to go through this relationship. However, don't think there is such thing destiny. It's like everything is set in stone. Everything cannot be changed. No. That's not how we learn things. It's the theme. It's a theme, right? It's like a template, kind of like template, maybe, right? So it's something that, yes, you are going to meet that person, but how you do it is still up to you. You see, so you can choose this path and right, whatever you just told me, or you can choose 5 years earlier and you just decide to get out and with very little pain. Or you can choose to stay for another 5 years or 10 years. And then one day you have to leave, right, with more pain. So see, this depends on how quicker or how much you want to learn. And so let's say you did not feel right good after this relationship, so you feel what I can do to heal myself, right? That's your focus. But when after I explained this, right, just till this point, you already, right, more or less look at what happened to you from a different perspective.
Yes. For sure.
Yes. And so I'm not saying that will help you a lot, but it's the truth. Because you, right, as your soul, right, you are the soul and definitely are interested to know the truth, right? Because you there's nothing better than the truth. Yeah? Okay. So now going back to say, okay, so why I chose this way, right? You chose this way, let's say you are, right, kind of traumatized. Traumatized is, what is trauma, right? It's the energy. When the event happens, its energy came because you planned, right? This is the plan, right? It's like, okay, this time, this kind of thing will happen. And then see how I react, how I respond, right? So the way, let's say when anyone talks about trauma, basically they are saying, they don't know they're saying that, but right, what happened is this energy somehow got stuck, right? So what got stuck is because this event is not going to be very pleasant, because when everything's pleasant, do we learn anything?
No.
No. But we like a pleasant experience.
Yes.
Right?
We like when there's no hurdle.
Right. Everything's supposed to be sunny and right, like a breeze. But unfortunately, right, that's not what your soul is interested in. Right? Your soul is interested in learning. And of course, I experienced a lot of pain in my life, right? So we all have those. So something is not pleasant will happen. Yeah? Will happen. And when that happens, it doesn't matter as to what kind of a matter. Right? It can manifest it in a different form, but it's still the same concept. It's something not pleasant, basically. Right? When that happens, how many ways we can deal with it? One, let's say the way that usually, because we don't know, so right, this is our normal reaction is one, we can run away. Can we do that? Yes, right? We can run away and say, okay, I'm not dealing with this. Yeah? Or we can reject or resist and to hold on to it. Resist is like, let's say this person wants to divorce, but the person said, no, I'm not doing that.
Holding things over.
Right, basically, right, something like that. I'm resisting this fact that I should get out, right? I'm cleaning on it, right? And what's the next is or I blame. I did not do anything wrong. I'm a victim, right? And this person did this to me, right? And or complain to other people, right? And not dealing with the issue but complaining about it, right? So every one I just mentioned is not a gesture that we are dealing with this matter, right? We're not dealing with it. We're doing something else, right? To try to say I'm a victim, right? I did not.
We're not taking accountability.
Right. We're not taking accountability or responsibility. So then what happens when as soon as we're not taking the responsibility, then the energy will stay. You see, only when we are willing to take responsibility, then we are basically, when you're taking this accountability, you are saying I'm a powerful. You are doing that. You're telling the universe, I'm powerful, and I know I'm powerful. So then, when you're doing that, I
never looked at it like that. Like I am powerful.
Right.
When you take accountability, that you have the right perspective and everything.
Right. And when you run away, you are giving your power away. Right. And of course, we did not know. Otherwise, it will be perfect. We do everything right. But this is the school, like a school on earth. Right, is for us to learn this and learn either slowly or quick or a little bit quicker. Some people learn quickly. I did not learn very fast, and some, as in after 5-10 hurts, right, pain, and then I said, okay, I kind of understand something, right? So either you understand earlier or later, or sometimes never, right? People can repeat the same pattern and everything is okay. If you learn quicker, and then you'll make your experience more enjoyable. Right? So let's say someone is in the same situation, right? Let's say you understand this better, and then let's say 6 months later you have another, right? Something happened. Let's say relationship, and this time
I'm able to handle it better.
Yes, for sure. Right? This is just, I'm totally not worried about that you will not do exactly the same way, right? You do much better. So how can we change, right, to not to feel this trauma? Right? Again, hypnosis is when you are in that deep state, and then when you are visualizing that there's your past life, right, or some other life. It doesn't have to be past. It can be a future life, because there's no time, right? So you will see that something like this happened before, not the same way. Maybe not the same kind of relationship. Can be the same, right? But that time you did not do well. Okay, so then the soul said, let me find another life to learn this, Yeah. So when you see that, I can tell you this: when you see that or feel that, you just change so quickly. It's like, okay, I got it. So then the pain, right? This trauma will be healed. Not just that. I have other ways, right, to help people to, right, release that energy that got stuck inside of you, right? Because you don't want that. You want release this, right? This negative emotions.
Yes.
Right? So see, you understand very well. As soon as you can see that, oh, I'm doing, usually that's what the hypnosis for. That's one reason we do hypnosis, is to see that you definitely did the same kind of thing and we did not do well, and that's why we said, right, the soul said, oh, no problem, we have time, right, because we don't die, right, let me go to another physical life, right, but not right away. It's not like one after another. We can rest in the spirit world for a long time because there's no time there, right? So you can stay there for 100 years, for 1,000 years, and say, now I'm ready. You see? Because to the soul, there's no difference, right? Because it's all happening. Yeah. So we said, okay, we'll do it again. But yes, you can say there's no time, but there is difference. Is when you learned, then you're going to raise your vibrations. See, then you don't have to learn the same lesson again. You learn different lessons, many lessons we can learn. Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the conceptually, right? I'm just explaining. And so how this healing, right, will work is when you need to see it. You need to visualize what happened before. Believe me, when we don't see and we just imagine, oh, maybe I did something, I cannot change. I have to see it. Then it's real, right? Because right now we're just saying something like that. But you need to see what you did before. Does that make sense? Right. And then, okay, let's say when you see that, it's good, but it's not 100%. Like you just see it, oh, I'm changing. Oh, now I have no trauma, right? Because the energy, in a way, is still inside of your body, right? Okay, so now we have to do something more creative, right? Is this energy only when you're in a deep state, you can feel it very well, and you can tell me where is it. It can be in the heart, right? It can be in the stomach. It can be in the lower back. Right? It can be in the throat, right, or in the head, right? And you can see the color, the texture, the size, right? Someone told me he did not even know he had this much fear, right? He really did not know. It's not you always know, okay? So during the session, we discovered he had some fear. He did great things in the past, but he had this fear of something, fear of that he doesn't want to know too much about himself, because he knows too much. He is afraid to how to say, he's afraid that he might not be able to handle it. See, that's his fear, right? Everyone's fear can be a little bit different. And you know, when I asked him, I said, where is the fear located in his body? He said, it's in my chest. I said, okay, so tell me the texture or the color, right? Or the shape. Right? Let's really diagnose, right? And so we can do more with that. And he said it's in his chest, it's black color. And I said, how big? You know what he said? Like a baby. I can't believe it. That's a baby, right? And I said, wow. I said, that must be heavy. He said, yes. And so, and then I can take, right, this person to a healing place in the universe. Yeah, and you will be able to deal with some healing energies or healing beings, and they don't have a body, but they can appear in a form. They can have some sort of form, but because think about it, what can heal?
Energy.
Correct. Not pills.
You need to recharge.
Right. And so this healer, let's say, right, then those healers, they know exactly what they're doing, and they can do an excellent job to try not to remove that dark energy, not to remove, is to
It's to, I don't know.
To transform.
What is transform into
So
light energy?
Actually, change it's not wrong, right? But not removed, because energy cannot be disappeared.
It can be transformed.
Right. You see, because we, right? I did not know this for a long time. Right? So if we say, "Oh, I want to get rid of this," it would never really work. It's to just change it.
To change it.
Right.
To take it and got it.
Right.
Work on it.
Not to empty it.
Yeah, to use it and turn it into
Right.
that.
To something positive.
Yes.
That's much better, right?
Yes, because that's another good concept, because it's showing that your energy is not just because it's bad, it can't be discarded. It can turn into something
Correct. So see, this is you can apply this truth to everything, because this is how energy works in the universe.
Yes.
Right. So anything we don't like, it's not like get rid of. Change how you look at it. So that person, listen, doesn't have to change. But if we changed, then we feel, oh, it's okay now.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Let's say if your apartment is very messy, right? And you're a very organized person, right? So let's say me, I use me, right? So I don't like when it's messy. I just cannot even think, yeah? But let's say if I just want to do an experiment, right? And because let's say I don't have time to organize it, but if I change the way I look at things and say, okay, messy, it's okay. If I really change, right, the way I think about this, right, this type of thing, then, right, the apartment is still messy, but I can be okay with it. Is that better?
Yeah.
It's because there are a lot of things we cannot change. Or people. Can you really change people?
No, you cannot.
Right. We can barely change ourselves, right? So it's